Hello there, everyone. I'm Alteria Tempest here with some more Battletech reactions, and today we are going to be hopping into my first kind of divergence from Tech Talks Battletech. We're going to be reacting to Big Red 40, and we're going to be reacting to his video on the Victor. We're going to do some more mechs because obviously I am obsessed with mechs, but we are going to do the Victor because I am also obsessed with fan fiction, and I see the Federated Sun logo right there. The Prince Archon of the Federated Suns, or well, technically the Prince Archon of the Federated Commonwealth, but I get those mixed up. I'm bad with names. Victor was his name, and I'm kind of like a stan of his because in the fanfiction I'm reading, A Young Woman's Defense of the Inner Sphere over on Space Battles, he is the brother to Tanya, and I love him and I love his Victor. So I kind of wanted to dive deeper into his mech specifically, and that is why this mech is getting its own dedicated video. I am also going to do a dedicated video on the Phoenix Hawk because that's a mech that Tanya chose, and I want to see how that stacks up because somebody even told me, based on my description of what I would like for a mech, they said that the Phoenix Hawk would probably be a pretty good mech for me. So I wanted to check that one out after this one. If you don't know me, I am a VTuber who is currently reacting to all things Battletech, and I'm even reading the first book in the Warrior trilogy, basically hopping into the Battletech universe as a whole. So like and subscribe if you want to see more of that. But for now, we are going to be hopping straight into the reaction for the Victor. Let's see how this video pans out.
We are going to go over a mech of great renown, and a staple as well as a symbol of the armed forces of the Federated Suns
Okay,
during
and
the Succession Wars.
I am a bit of a stand for the Federated Suns. I know they're not perfect, but none of the factions are in this world, so I gotta pick one, so I'm gonna pick the Federated Suns to stand. If I'm not
Battle mech in
standing the Inner
question
Sphere as a whole.
is Hildco's leaping giant, the Victor.
The Sword of
An
Davian.
assault
Oof,
mech weighing in at 80
that's
tons.
a good
The
name.
Victor is one of those rare assault mechs which carries with it the ability to leap into the air, making great bounds with its jump jets. Designed originally to deal with infantry,
I am actually a jump jet stand as well. I love the jump jets. I don't think I would try to pilot a mech that didn't have a jump jet. I think they're just cool.
the unit was significantly changed in focus before it ever made it to the main production model, changing the purpose of the Victor from being a heavy mech designed to handle light vehicles and infantry to a deadly urban fighter and close quarters combatant with an incredibly dangerous payload.
Okay, there you go.
Inexperienced pilots.
I don't know if this is a correct kind of comparison that I'm about to make, but I'd almost compare it to the Vanguard class for Mass Effect, the shotgun, the biotic shotgun class that I always love to play as. You got to get in close, you got some mobility options, and then you blast them super hard up close.
Of the Succession War often would stumble across this 80-ton giant without understanding it could jump, and this could be catastrophic for any party lacking this knowledge. Originally built in 2510, the Victor would see over 5 centuries of fighting
2510,
from
wow.
the time of its figured
Okay,
birth
that's
to
pretty
the end
early,
of
huh?
the Fourth Succession War. Production was badly mauled during the First Succession War, though some would continue into the following centuries. Most of these mechs fell into the hands of House Davian, who would utilize them as a major component in any of their assault or heavy formations, giving it a fearsome reputation among the enemies of the AFFS, and a well-loved reputation among the pilots and soldiers of the Federated Suns.
Of course.
An example of this was even after the War of 3039, where the Draconis Combine gained the access to domestically produced Victors. Many pilots affiliated it so much with the Federated Suns, they viewed piloting it as embracing a weapon of the enemy. The Victor's primary use is close quarters fighting, preferably in heavy terrain environments to exploit its higher than normal maneuverability. The main Victor of the Succession War era, and the most produced model, was the VTR-9B.
Okay, let's see its
configuration
weapons.
of vehicle came with a stock Pitban 320 engine, weighing in 22.5 tons, and conferred a maximum speed of 64 kilometers per hour.
64
resulting
kilometers,
in
okay.
6 movement points in the tabletop game.
So that's probably
VTR
around
also
as similar
comes
as
with
the
an
average
enormous 4
assault mech
tons of
here.
jump jets, allowing it to leap 120 meters in a single flight.
Wow,
Its
yeah.
offensive capabilities are built around its massive
It is kind of unfair because just before this, I reacted to the Thor/Summoner one, And I mean, the Thor slash Summoner is a Omni mech, so it's kind of unfair to like make comparisons. But now I'm kind of making comparisons to it and being like, okay, so it's very good for an inner sphere mech.
Pontiac 100 AC-20 autocannon and is further supplemented by two Sorestein
Okay.
5
Of course, got to have an autocannon.
medium lasers, as well as a Holly SRM-4 pack, in combination giving it an extremely lethal ability in close-range environments. And that is before counting the mech's potentially enormous physical attacks. For heat management, the VTR-9B has an impressive 5 additional tons of heat sinks, allowing it to vent 15 points of heat per turn. For protection, the Victor has a mediocre, for its weight, 11.5 tons of standard armor, resulting in it
Okay.
requiring terrain features to obscure its presence until it can reach an optimal engagement range. The
Okay.
VTR-9B is
That
arguably
does
the
sound like a pretty decent amount of armor, but I guess it's probably not as high tech as the Omni-Mech armor that I'm thinking about now too. Because I think they only had like six tons of armor, but or like six. I was just about to say it, 6 or 7 tons of armor. But I think that's right, right? I don't know. Yeah, I work around kids, and you just got to say it.
brawler of its weight class and era when factoring in its ability to fight in close in forests or cities. Few foes have faced down its thunderous autocannon after it leaps through the skies and come out unscathed. In terms of alternative variants, the Victor would have several during the Succession Wars, ironically typically born of an earlier model that was produced prior to the VTR-9B. New versions of this veteran design would be produced as both upgrade kits and new production models following the clan invasion, and also into the newest eras of Battletech, exploiting an ever greater series of technological advancements.
Okay, what are we packing
One of the
after that?
original models of the VTR, we're not sure if it's the first, but it is one of the earliest production runs, is the VTR 9A. This particular design's composition is a simple modification, if a deadly one, to the pilot and the mech.
Oh no!
It removes a stunning 3 tons of armor, dropping the
Wow,
Victor's already barely adequate armor protection down to that of a medium mech such as a Centurion, which weighs 30 tons less.
wow.
In doing so, it opens up weapons for anti-infantry duty. While worthwhile in wars against infantry,
Yeah, I don't
this
know if
is
that
a
would be really
disaster for a
worthwhile.
unit should it ever
Mhm.
become confronted by heavy armor or battle mech
Though
formations.
I guess it does work with its original purpose, which was for like kind of heavy infantry and light vehicle combat, huh? But yeah, I don't think I would really like to field that mech at all.
During the clan invasion, a pair of innovative designs, which are essentially the same, appeared,
Oh, there
modifying
we
the
go.
role of the Victor substantially. The VTR-9K and the VTR-9D are Davian and Karita's attempts to shift the Victor away from being a close-range city brawler over to being more of a multi-purpose mech with a specialization of firing at long range. This unit replaces the AC-20 with a Gauss rifle and replaces the medium lasers with medium pulse lasers.
What does a Gauss rifle actually do? I don't know if it's more energy based. I don't know if it's like a railgun almost. I'm not really sure what a Gauss rifle is because I know what most of the other ones are, but the Gauss rifle
It
is like
utilizes
I've
the new
heard it
technology
a
available
little bit.
steel at the time and carries 1 additional ton of armor, bringing the total to 12.5 tons, increasing its survivability. Its primary issue is that it doesn't seem to specialize enough in one field and isn't particularly great in close. This unit isn't particularly intimidating at long ranges, though the Gauss's chance of knocking out an enemy cockpit with a single lucky shot is always intimidating to some extent. Finally, the latest version of the Victor, I believe, is the VTR-12D, which is an evolution of the 9D design. It comes with a traditional Gauss rifle as well as 2 medium re-engineered lasers, while
Okay.
retaining the SRM-4. It also has a light engine as well as a heavy-duty gyro in an attempt to increase survivability. The best element of the design may be its targeting computer, increasing its killing potential, especially with the Gauss rifle. The main issue I see with this unit is that, again, it may not deliver at long range, and it may not deliver in close with the way it's been designed. Still, a dangerous mech in the right hands, all the same, but not a mech necessarily designed for heavy head-to-head fighting.
Yeah, I think probably I think I like the originally not the original, but the original one before the Succession Wars one, where it's more focused on like close quarters brawling, and is almost similar to like the Urban Mech. I know that's kind of a meme, but I think it would be fairly good to keep the specialization. I like specialization. Whenever I'm playing any like kind of strategy games, I'm always a big fan of the specialization. I don't know if I would actually like to pilot a like highly specialized mech. I think I would probably prefer a more generalist mech in like if I was in the Battletech universe. But if I'm like commanding something or playing like a strategy game, definitely more specialist for me.
VTR-9B came from its good speed for being an assault, jump capabilities, and heavy upfront firepower when engaging at close range. When in an urban or forest environment, its opponents would fear it emerging like a great shark breaking through the surface of the water before it tore into them. In its future models, this was largely shifted towards the mech that can hold its own in close and attempt to damage at long range. While this is possible, it did in many ways lose its way from the original design.
Yeah, that's what I would
The
definitely say. Kind of
VTR's
lost its
primary
way.
weakness has always been its durability, which becomes
I think, yeah, probably how to prove it, just bolt on some higher tech, more durable armor to it. Maybe give it a little bit of an upgrade to its close quarters weaponry, and then just use it as it's intended, like as a specialty mech in close quarters combat in like urban environments and highly terrain infested environment. Not terrain infested, but highly what did he what kind of I don't remember exactly what he said, but like terrain, use the terrain to its advantage environment, basically.
more pronounced in units such as the VTR-9A. Even in future models such as the VTR-9D, 9K, and 12D, this is never fully resolved or settled, but some advancements are made. The main problem persists because these advancements happen when the environment around them has become more than proportionately hostile in comparison. The Victor is a devastating design when used in the right hands of a MechWarrior and handler. It is the pride of the AFFS during the Succession Wars, and it is a nightmare to deal with in that era. In the future, it is a formidable, if sometimes flawed, design that can harm an enemy at any range and always has a chance of scoring a dreaded headshot, finishing off any target. When the VTR's main gun swings towards you, often it will come out on top as the victor.
The victor, yep.
Thank you for joining me here today.
Victory.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing
No,
to the
I will
channel.
I will definitely
With
be
that,
liking
I
it
will
and
catch you in the
subscribing.
comment section below.
All right, that was cool. Okay, final thoughts on the Victor. Definitely, I am kind of disappointed because I didn't know about how it kind of lost its way towards the end there. So the Gauss rifle, I don't know how generally effective it is, but from what I've heard of it so far, I'd honestly call it more of like a kind of almost like a gimmicky weapon, like relying on the headshots. I guess with the upgraded targeting computer, that can be a strategy, but I don't think it would be a strategy that I would always like to employ. I think it's a little bit too not reliable enough almost, I would say, and kind of basing the whole main gun of one of the victors around that when it's not even like that amazing at long range. You try to put the Gauss rifle on it to specialize in long range, but it doesn't make it like a demon in long range, like it was a demon in close range. So it does contribute to the purpose of how they wanted to make like a more generalist mech, but again, I'm just not the biggest fan of generalist mechs in general. Oh, no. Now you got me a little bit sad though about how far the victor has fallen. So I really hope that that has not happened to the Phoenix Hawk, though. I don't know. I don't know a whole ton about the canon of BattleTech, so we will see later how the Phoenix Hawk fares in comparison to the Victor. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to join me on my journey through the BattleTech universe, make sure to drop a like and subscribe so you can see more videos like this. I do have a link to the full Battletech series in the description, but for now, I am going to be heading out. Adios and have a great rest of your day.